Whenever you're ready.
Oh, right now, right here with this.
Yeah.
So, what do you...
Okay,
Shoot.
tell us who you are and who you play with.
I'm John Cooper, played with the Red Dirt Rangers
All right.
for the past 36 years. Didn't have anything else to do.
These guys have helped define the genre of red dirt, and we are so proud of them here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. They are cultural ambassadors for the state of Oklahoma to the world, and we have a great opportunity here to find out some things from John Cooper. Coop, we asked the question, what is the Tulsa Sound? What does that mean?
Well, you know, I have kind of a unique perspective on it because we came from the red dirt scene, of course, a Stillwater-based sound and place. We're identified with that. Red Dirt Rangers is identified with red dirt music, like it or not, just by the name. We had the name before there was a red dirt music, so
Right,
you know.
right.
But the Tulsa Sound, we've always had a connection to it, and there's always been a Stillwater-Tulsa connection.
Yeah.
Always. Those guys started coming over early. We started coming over. You know, playing where we could and meeting the folks in the scene. And, you know, as far as the Tulsa Sound itself, well, Jimmy Karstein, who's definitely in the Tulsa Sound, to me,
Right.
he played drums with us for over a decade, 12 years.
Yeah, he's a Grammy winner, and we sure do miss Jimmy.
Oh, sure, are
He
you
was
kidding?
one of the inspirations for us to start the show.
Sure.
I want to tell these stories before they get lost.
Oh man, absolutely. We always had, you know, Rocky Frisco sat in with us on and off for years.
Another great cultural ambassador to the world from Tulsa.
Of course. Steve Pryor sat in with us a lot,
Yes.
Uncle Walter.
Yes.
We loved those times. I mean, we always were, we just made friends with all those guys. Jimmy Markham played on our record that we recorded at the church studio with Steve Ripley.
Right.
So we've been around the guys that are considered, you know, a big part. We got to meet Leon, of course,
Oh, yeah.
with Ripley. He introduced us one time after a Leon birthday bash. And, you know, just great guys, Tulsa guys.
Yeah.
You know, Kale the same way. We got to be around those folks. And that's what I consider the Tulsa Sound, that original, you know, Leon. I mean, how far back do you want to go? Bob Wills had the Tulsa
Let's go
Sound
back to
too.
Bob,
Okay,
yeah.
I mean, if you really want to pinpoint it, to
Yeah.
me, that's where the Tulsa music scene arose from. Bob
I have to
Wills
agree with that. Yeah.
being here and playing at the Canes Ballroom every day at lunch,
Every day.
every Thursday and Saturday night. I mean,
He was the first musician to incorporate corporate sponsorship into his show.
of course.
In 1932, they were the Light Crust Doughboys, and they were the very first ones to do it.
Right. Well, they had a lot of advantages. The radio station, 50,000 watts going out all over the western United States.
Indeed, KVOO could be heard in Southern California,
Oh, yeah.
in Bakersfield. at the
Oh yeah,
time,
absolutely.
all the way east to Tennessee.
Up into Canada, down
Yeah.
into Mexico.
Powerful radio
So,
station.
to me, that Bob starts the Tulsa Sound, and then it just kind of kept evolving. You know, there seemed like there was always players. Johnny Lee, of course, had the mantle for a long time at the Canes, but that's when Kale started coming in through Benny Ketchum.
Okay.
If you know the name Benny Ketchum,
I have heard that.
Benny was kind of the Achiopteryx. He was from Western swing to rock and roll. He played a little bit of both of it at the Canes.
Oh,
And
right.
one of his guitar players was Johnny Cale.
Oh,
So Cale kind of was in on that very tail end of the swing thing as well. That kind of begat the Tulsa Sound to me with, you know, all the guys that, you know, we associate that early first rush of Tulsa Sound. That, of course, went to Los Angeles
yes.
and basically were a huge force, you know.
What we do is we take our influence to other places, and it becomes influential.
It's an
And
Okie
it
thing,
becomes a
man.
thing. Absolutely.
Well,
So
there's people that say you can't be an Okie unless you leave here.
that's true.
Oklahomans stay.
I have-
Okies hit the road.
Hey, I had to go out on the road with George Strait for 2 years. When I got back home, no one gave a shit.
Yeah.
But it is a thing. You have to earn your stripes out there a little bit. Yeah.
So, you know, again, to the Tulsa Sound, it's incredible. I think it's, just look at the number of drummers, great drummers that come from here. I mean, internationally famous,
Wow.
played with the elite of rock and roll.
Absolutely. We got young guys like Jake Lynn tearing it up.
Oh,
right
sure.
now, who's amazing. And tell us about Rick Gomez.
Oh,
your
man.
drummer. I
Well,
heard some
Rick-
great things this afternoon.
Rick's a Stillwater guy and a Tulsa guy, so he fit in with us pretty good. But Rick played in a band called Tweed that was really, had a big following in this area in Stillwater. He also played with Roy Clark for 12 years, or for 6 years. Roy Clark, and while he was with Roy took him all over the world, Russia, Europe, all over the world. And then he played on Hee Haw with Roy as well for a couple
seasons. He must have backed up all the big names.
Exactly.
Hee Haw.
All of them.
George Jones,
Johnny Cash, Merle Haggard, Tammy Wynette, Loretta, all of them, man. Dolly.
Amazing. And this is the mix we bring to the Tulsa music scene, that the Red Dirt Rangers bring to the Tulsa music scene. They are Tulsa Sound musicians. John, I really want to thank you.
Oh, sure.
So this week we lost Dwight Twilley.
Oh, man.
I just wanted to mention that, and I hate to bring that up.
That's okay.
But you did some work with Dwight Twilley.
I did. Well, we did. Of course, Brad wrote a gem of a song.
Yes, Brad once wrote a song called Dwight Twilley's Garage Sale.
Yes, and I love that song. We started playing it, of course. We were playing it before Dwight passed, but we've really been, since he passed, of course, it's only been a week, so.
Right, yeah, it's
and
fresh.
Dwight, he played on our record. He came over and was at the church and was on that cut with Steve Ripley, singing "I'm on Fire," and
Nice.
we'll do some of that tonight.
All right.
But he asked me to come play on his record, so I went over and was on the Green Blimp sessions with him and Jan, and Twilley was, man, are you kidding me? If Tom Petty is your bass player, you're doing something right.
Absolutely.
Right.
Here again, more influence to the overall music world from Tulsa.
Cheers, Tulsa.
Coop, we love you. Cheers to the Red Dirt Rangers, and cheers to the Tulsa Sound.
Love
All
you
right.
back.
Love you, brother.